Hello everybody, it's me, GhostCritic, and we're here for another Wednesday New Comic Book Day video, and I've got a hefty stack this week. After the last couple of weeks where I've had maybe 4 or 5, I've doubled and more this week. I think I've got about 13 books. Heavy on the image. Ooh, yes, my wallet cried as I priced out my bank card and paid for this stack this week. But before I get on and show you what I picked up this week, a few things. Just to remind anyone who didn't see last week's video, at the end of April, it's my 7-year YouTube anniversary. I've been here on YouTube doing videos for 7 years, so I'm doing a Q&A. I haven't done one since my very first year, so I thought, let's do another one. It's about bloody time. So if you have any comic book or pop culture questions that don't kind of go on there, what's your top 5 favourite or your top 10 worst or anything like that, I keep them simple. Give me a question, anything about comics or pop culture. Let's leave politics out of it. This isn't a politics channel. This is about my love and your love for comics. So, can't wait to see all your questions. Love the people who have already done questions for me. I've been thinking about them and scribbling a few notes down on there. But the more the merrier. So come on, in the comment section down below, put your questions down for me. And at the beginning of May, I will have a Q&A for you to celebrate my 7 years here on YouTube. Don't forget, if you like these videos and this is your first time coming to my channel, hit the subscribe button, and if you do, in next week's video I will shout you out, and if you have regular video uploads here on YouTube, then I will put a link to your channel in the description bar below and point people in your direction, and hopefully you'll get some extra subs yourself that way. 3 people over the last 7 days decided to subscribe to my channel, and I thank you very much for that, and they were Ryan Greer, Justin Henry and Frothy Frenchman. Thank you to you 3. Make sure you say hello down in the comment section. Don't just subscribe. Have a chat. Tell me how you found me, what comic books you're getting, maybe what you'd like to see me do here on YouTube over the next few months, and I'll see what I can do for you. Right. I think that's all the information you need. Now on to those comic books. Let's start with Dark Horse from Matt Kindt and wife Charlene. It's Department H, issue number 13. And we continue to try and find out who is the murderer amongst all these dysfunctional scientists that live or are currently doing experiments of all sorts of things at the bottom of the ocean. It's a great book. I love the quirky Matt Kindt style. It's not to everyone's taste, but it's something different out there. It's not your cookie cutter superhero tights, cowls and capes type affair, and I love it for that. It definitely stands out in the crowd of comic books that I have. I don't know how long Matt Kindt is going to write this for. There's got to be at some point he's got to reveal who actually killed our main character's father. Everyone seems to have a reason for killing him, and maybe they all got together and did it as a whole group rather than one single person. That wouldn't surprise me, but I'm eager to find out, and hopefully he will reveal that very, very soon. But love it. 2 books from DC, well, one from DC, one from Vertigo. Just one of my really fun books that I absolutely love, and it's only 3 issues in. It is Peter Tomasi and Jimenez's Super Sons. We've got Superboy and Robin Damian Wayne there teaming up rather well, let's say Superboy isn't really happy about this team up, but he's been roped into it. And at the end of last issue, we saw that they've been watched all this time by their I guess you'd call them significant others. They're father figures, Superman and Batman, and looks like something could be going down in this issue. Great having Kid Amazo as the kind of their new villain for them to fight against. Though they haven't met him yet, but it looks like they're getting closer. But just love this book. It's exactly what I need. It's like a breath of fresh air on my kind of DC pile, which is very slim, to be fair. Very entertaining, great storytelling. Love the characterizations that Tomasi has put with these guys. Just great stuff. The other book is the Vertigo book, Busiek's Astro City, issue number 43. Believe we are starting a new storyline here, which is going to include this guy that has been making little appearances here and there, and definitely has something to do with the overall feeling of this book and what it is actually about. He's been pointing at panels in a way to show the reader, you know, you should be taking notice of what's going on here and there and such like. And hopefully after, 40 odd issues, we'll find out what this was all about. But always love Astro City. Perfect storytelling. I'd say 90% of the time, and that's a good average. Come on now. So love that. Can't wait to get stuck into that. I have 4 Marvel books this week. Charles Soule's Daredevil, issue 19, continuing on with this new storyline, running with the Devil, and the story that's going on in between that at the moment, which is called Purple, focusing obviously on the Purple Man. We've had some purple kids running around and basically getting together, and as they get together, Purple Man's power gets stronger. It's been a good storyline. It's kept me at least interested. It seems to be that we're going to get the red costume back very soon, and I hope so, because that's where Daredevil should be, in that red devil cowled costume. So, great stuff. Feels like we haven't seen this for a while. Aaron and Bocello's Doctor Strange. Next issue is their last before we get the change of creative team, and I'm going to be very sad to see these two leave what has been one of my favourite Marvel books going at the moment. But great stuff. We've got the current storyline with Misery has taken over Wong and using him as a kind of villain for Doctor Strange to go up against. Bocello's artwork has been just so great and works with this book so well. He screams that kind of magical, occult, kind of psychedelic vibe that this book certainly deserves and needs, especially with the storytelling that Aaron is doing. Like I said, next issue I'm going to be sad to see these two guys go, but they're going. Nearly at the end of their run is Lemire, Smallwood and Belair on Moon Knight, another great little gem in Marvel's roster of comic books. One of those kind of almost under the radar type of books. I don't really hear many people talking about Moon Knight, but Lemire has been doing a great story, playing again, while people have done it before, but playing around with the whole multiple personality issue of Stephen Grant or Jake Lockley, or indeed Moon Knight, whoever you think is the predominant character within the Moon Knight umbrella. But great stuff. And we've got Crossbones. He made a surprise appearance at the end of last issue in a flashback, so I'm sure, given he's there on the cover, we're going to see much more of that. Finally, for the Marvel books, it's Becky Cloonan's Punisher run, which I've been a little bit iffy about, and I don't know how much longer this book is going to go for. It's kind of one of those characters that volumes as of late, certainly, don't seem to go on very long, and then it stops and then restarts at #1 with a new creative team. Might have to look further into this because it hasn't really been hitting my Punisher buttons for quite some time, and I might have to just say no more, unless there is a finite amount of issues to go, and then I'll just have that comic collecting addictive bug that makes me have to collect a whole run, because I feel odd not finishing runs off sometimes, however bad sometimes they can get, especially when they're limited runs. But it's been okay. Nothing new or forward thinking really from Clunan on the Punisher. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Image books this week, and I can't wait to jump into all of them because Image does so well. We're kicking off with a Remender penned title. It's Black Science issue number 29. It's been going for 29 issues and I've loved them all, with Matteo Scalera's fantastic artwork and with Moreno Dicinio's colouring, taking over from Dean White a long time ago now, but has done a sterling job in taking over the mantle of colourist on this book. Glad to see that we're going to see some more Grant in here. He's been locked away for some time now, while the rest of the family have been forming superhero groups. So hopefully he'll get a chance to shine and hopefully escape and get back with his family and put an end to this pillar nonsense and dimension jumping. It just sort everything out, get it back to normal. Who knows how much longer this book has to go. It can go on for as long as it wants as far as I'm concerned, and Remender's got good stories to say, but it just feels like things are starting to come to a climax, and hopefully a satisfying ending, if that's what Remender has in store for this book anytime soon. Another Jeff Lemire pen title here. We've got Descender issue 21, the issue before War of the Machines start, 5 issue arc coming very soon. But Descender, one of my favourite sci-fi genre books that Image are putting out. Great use of characters and multiple storylines all interweaving and getting closer and closer together. But great stuff. Dustin Nugent's art is just gorgeous to look at. Some of his big one-page splash pages are just like, they are literally pieces of art which I would have on my wall if they ever kind of gave them out in posters or something like that. I'd love to have them, but a great book nonetheless. The wonderfully ridiculous Scotty Young I Hate Fairyland. This is issue number 12. Gertrude seems to get her samurai vibe going on in this book, so I'm expecting lots of hacking and slashing samurai style from her in this book. I believe Scotty Young is doing a free comic book day special called I Hate Image, which while I'm not big on free comic book day anymore, nothing amazing ever seems to come out that I'm super interested in anymore, but that is something that I would like to be able to grab and pick up, hopefully, if I'm anywhere near a comic book store on the first Saturday. Is it the first Saturday of May? I think it is. But this is just silly, stupid, funny, ultra violent nonsense, but I lap it up. And again, just like kind of Super Sons is that kind of breath of fresh air from the very adult, serious, heavy stuff. It's nice to have these light moments, however ridiculous. Another Remender book. It's Low with Ticini on art. This book, it's difficult to keep grabbing onto because of the solicitations of this. It doesn't seem to come out very regularly, so and when it does, the story doesn't seem to pick up from the last issue, and I get a little bit lost with it, but I eventually kind of pick it up. But I would like it to come out a little bit more regularly to to help me out as a reader, if not anyone else. Ticini's artwork in this is just wonderful, as always. His underwater scenes, these environments he creates, the costumes, the dress that people wear is just amazing and so stylized and perfect for his art style. But I'm sticking with this. Remender is telling a good story when it does come out. Penultimate book this week, it's Marjorie Liu and Sana Takeda's Monstrous. Really like this high fantasy, kind of magic, anthropomorphic characters, gods in some kind of respects, I guess. It felt, last issue, it felt almost kind of Conan-esque, but instead we have this young kind of warrior girl with the demon living inside of her, going out on like high adventures at the moment. She's on the kind of seven seas and going to this Bone Island, and it's just beautifully drawn by Sana Takeda. There's so much detail in this book. It's gorgeous to look at, and I'm just immersed in the whole story and look of it all. Great stuff. And finally, it was my pick of the week when it first came out. It's Jeff Lemire's latest independent work, Royal City. Issue number 2 is finally out. I just absolutely fell in love with issue 1. It was a very personal book for me. I think that's why I liked it so much, and that's what Jeff Lemire does so well. He manages not just to write a story that's clearly personal to him, but also to your readers as well. You can find something in there to kind of latch on to and feel a kind of common traits or a common ground with these characters, and just a great book, and I hope it continues with this issue. Jeff Lemire just does some great independent storytelling, and I'm hoping for much more from him in Royal City as well. Whew, and that's it. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to wrap this up very quickly because I've gone on long this week. But thank you for watching. I hope you have had a great comic book day as well. Give this video a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. Comment down below. Tell me what you picked up this week, and I will be sure to respond back. Bye bye.